Hello, my name is John Spooner. I'm a solution engineer at Surfly, and I'm going to take a quick look at how the Surfly engine can be leveraged to enable web-based tools across the entire web without limitations or constraints, rather than simply domains within your influence. So, what do I mean? The web is full of clever and interesting tools that can be used to do all sorts of things. These tools can sometimes be essential to your product offering or invaluable when it comes to analytics, the enhancement of your customer journeys, or even your product. Web tools are often installed with a snippet of code that is added to the target web page, or maybe a plugin installed on the browser. In both methods, we need a way to run this code on the website which we intend to use it on. But what if you want to use these features across the entire internet without needing to worry about plugins on every individual browser or changes to numerous pages? What if you don't even own the pages and you can't add the snippets you need? So in this video, I'll demonstrate how these limitations work and how they can be overcome with Surfly. So first, I'll introduce an example. I'll be using Hotjar, a tool that provides analytics on web behavior through heat maps, recordings, and other forms of visualized analysis. Next, I'll go over the limitations of tools like this and explain what Surfly can do to remove these limitations and empower you and your organization to use these tools wherever you need them. Finally, I'll show you an example of Hotjar's offering being applied to websites like Amazon.com and Bol.com. These websites I, of course, have no means to alter or influence. So let's take a look at our example for today, which is Hotjar. So what is Hotjar? Hotjar is a product experience insights tool that gives you behavior analytics and feedback data to help you understand your customers. Hotjar can be used to produce detailed heat maps of scrolling behavior, click paths, mouse tracking patterns, visual representations of other browsing behavior, recordings, and so on. Hotjar is therefore a very powerful tool and extremely useful when this kind of thing is needed. However, like all web tools, it has limitations on where and how it can be used. So let's take a look at what those obstacles usually are. Tools like Hotjar and all web tools are extremely limited when it comes to functioning outside of the domain on which they've been installed, meaning that they simply can't. So for a brief overview of why this is, web tools are created from HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, the languages that websites and web apps are made from. These same languages are used to make various tools, add-ons, and enhancements, the ones that you'll typically find online. When you go to a web page, your browser will ask the server for the page, and the server will give it to you. So if my browser asks Amazon for the Amazon homepage, Amazon will send me their homepage. But because I don't own Amazon, I can only get what they give me. I can't add my tools to the content they send me, so I can't use them there. This is normally where plugins come into play, but it isn't always convenient to take this approach and install plugins across all browsers that you need them on. So in the bottom right of my screen, you can even see a screenshot from Hotjar's webpage highlighting this very limitation. Hotjar can only be installed on sites you own. This makes sense because as a user of Hotjar, you have no access to modify page code of websites you don't own. So if you imagine, for example, a business that provides analytics and customer insights to e-commerce websites or online vendors, this business would benefit hugely from being able to produce heat maps, click paths, and recordings, and use tools like Hotjar to enhance the offering that they provide to their clients. This isn't possible normally, and this is where Surfly comes in. Of course, Surfly also can't allow you to modify these pages. Only the owner of the page can do that. But what we can do is run these pages on our own virtual browser session. And it's within this session that we're able to change things. So again, what do I mean? The Surfly engine can be leveraged to modify, audit, relay, and share web content. And this includes your own web content, but can also include third-party websites and even web apps. Anything that you can run in a browser can be brought under your observation and control when accessed within a Surfly session. So if you look at the graphic on the left, we do this using our interaction middleware. The diagram on the screen will show, and you can see that Surfly sits between the website and the server. And from this position, we can empower you to modify, audit, relay, and share the content that passes through Surfly, regardless of where it comes from. And again, this doesn't change the websites that we want to add our tooling to at all. It is a virtual version of the same page that you see. Because we use middleware and add this extra step, you don't need to change the target website. Our virtual session can be thought of as kind of a sandbox where you can do whatever you like with no impact on the source page whatsoever. No plugins are needed, no download, no install. The web content will always pass through our middleware, and this is where you will be able to modify it and fulfill the needs of your business or customers. So let's see this in action. So here, using Hotjar, I've created a recording of a visit to Amazon.com. The visitor recorded in this instance is myself within a Surfly session, and you can see the tracking of my mouse as I scroll through the options Amazon is offering on the page. This normally isn't possible, but with Surfly's interaction middleware, I'm able to use tools like this on websites far out of my control, like Amazon. I didn't have to install anything, I didn't change anything. I added the tool to the Surfly session and it applies everywhere. So let's take a look at another example. So now I'm browsing bowl.com. And for anyone who doesn't know, bowl.com is the largest online marketplace in the Benelux region of Europe, even larger in this part of the world than Amazon. If I want to provide a selected pool of test subjects with a link where they can browse bowl.com and enable me to collect information on shopper behavior, with Surfly, I can. So using Surfly, I've been able to put Hotjar on Bowl, and therefore I've collected heat maps and click analysis from the bowl.com homepage, just like with Amazon.com, where I have no power to edit at all. So on the left, we can see a visualization of scrolling tracked, showing me areas more frequently visited and areas that are scrolled to less. And then on the right, we can see an analysis of where has been clicked on this page more through numerous visits, allowing me to see parts of the page that are the most impactful. And then this is data I can then provide to my customers thanks to Hotjar and Surfly. The browsing here being tracked is, of course, all me. There is no way to track bowl.com. That's impossible. What this is, in this instance, is a way for you to simulate bowl.com and get the data you need within a Surfly session. So in this kind of example, we might send test subjects who are participating in a behavioral study, perhaps a link to a Surfly session where they can load bowl.com. And within this session, we can use Hotjar to collect the data. So quick recap, in summary, a Surfly session offers you control over the entire web, including web apps, where normally this isn't possible. Modify, audit, record, and share as your needs dictate. No installs are needed, no downloads, and no changes that cost time and can often be hard to approve. Today I've used Hotjar, but it doesn't have to be heat maps or analytics when it comes to web tools. Web tools are extremely diverse. Maybe you want to run a script to make your web applications more visually appealing. Maybe you want to block images from loading. Maybe you want to test the reception of a design change on your own website without actually changing anything. Surfly enables you to do all of these things and whatever else you can think of. So thank you for your time. Please visit docs.surfly.com for more technical information on Surfly, or visit our help page at help.surfly.com for general information about our solution and how it works. If you have questions about what I've demonstrated in this video and how you might be able to leverage Surfly to employ web tools where you need them, please reach out to sales@surfly.com with your query and we will get back to you. Have a great day.